Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. Today I'm answering questions about the OCD recovery. These are the questions that you asked below my video where I asked you to ask questions if you have any about OCD recovery. And the first question is, how can I stop what if questions in my head? So you will not be able to stop what if questions. Don't even try to, don't even put effort towards it, because when you put effort towards it, you're doing it from a position of fear. Again, just to, in case you're new here, I find that it's important for everybody to really understand how OCD works, because this is the critical part that they miss in a lot of treatments. And if you don't understand how it works, you don't understand what's happening to you, okay? So imagine that that part of the brain that causes OCD, the amygdala, in part, has to sort through all the different thoughts that you get throughout the day. Let's put them, each individual thought gets its own little tiny box, okay? So on average, people get about 50,000 thoughts a day. If you're new here and if you don't know where I'm getting those numbers, just look it up on Google. You'll see that it's in the tens of thousands. You know, some people get a little more, some people get about less. You know, sometimes people say up to 60,000, 70,000, 20,000. So let's just call it 50,000, okay? So how would the brain be able to sort through all these thoughts? The way it sorts through the thoughts is by paying attention to how you react to the thoughts. So are you reacting to the thought, each individual thought, with fear, or with, like, how? Like, are you scared of it? Is it okay? Is it bringing you danger? Like, you know, so it's trying to see what you're doing. When with OCD, what people usually do is they'll dig deep into that 50,000 box mountain, find one and say, this one is scary. This one is the one I'm going to react to. This one is important. And the brain's like, okay, I'll put a little flag on it. I'll take it. You know, I'll make sure that I'll send it to you over and over again. Don't worry, I got this. I'll notify you all the time. Send you a notification all the time about this thought. Because you told it to me that this is scary. So every time you panic when this thought comes up, because the brain sends it now on autopilot, it just reinforces in the brain that this is still scary, this is still important, and this still needs to be brought up. That is the basic mechanism of OCD, you know? And when we're talking about, well, people with OCD have different brain chemistry. Well, when your brain is bringing up the thoughts and bringing up the anxiety, in order for you to feel anxiety, the brain chemistry has to change. And when you refuse and the anxiety slowly goes away, brain chemistry also changes. It changes based on how you're reacting to the thoughts. If your brain thinks that you are in danger, it's putting you in fight or flight mode. By putting you in fight or flight mode, it is changing your brain chemistry. You know, so when doctors tell you, well, you have a different brain chemistry, well, yeah, you're in fight or flight mode. But what put you there? The reaction. Change the reaction, you change the brain chemistry. You know? Over time, it's not direct. It's not like as soon as you stop reacting, the brain chemistry changes. It's as soon as you stop reacting, the brain tries to send you more thoughts to make sure that you're not making a mistake here by not paying attention. Then it's like, okay, fine, I'll move on. And then it starts to the anxiety starts to die down, and the brain chemistry normalizes over time. So over, I would say, a few months, you know. So that's kind of how usually OCD goes. So now back to the question. When your question is, how can I stop what if questions in my head? You can't react with fear to these questions. They're running on autopilot. You don't need to stop them. You need to show them that you don't care. The more you show them that you don't care, the less they're going to start coming in, you know? But if you put a lot of effort in saying, this is dangerous, this is scary, they're going to get worse, because the brain is putting those questions on a high alert, you know? So for this reason, it's very, very important that you do not react, you know? Choosing not to react. I understand it's very painful. I understand that you very much want to react, but you can't, you know? So it's just making that choice and pushing forward with the choice, and let the what if questions be like on one side of your mind and you're on the other, right? That you're traveling down the same corridor, they're on one side, you're on the other side. You're not touching them. They're just over there. And you're over here, and yes, they're making you uncomfortable, and there's nothing we can do about that right now, and that's okay. You know? And little by little, this is how you go forward, this is how you ultimately recover. Next question is, hi Ali, how do you stop testing with images that come into your head with HOCD, POCD topics? Like as soon as I see anything, I automatically scan myself and I don't know how to stop. What's happening automatically, you can't really control, right? So as soon as you catch yourself doing these things, right? As soon as you catch yourself analyzing, well, how do I really feel? You know, because automatic is like, 5-6 seconds, right? Like maybe 10 seconds. You know, after that, that's all you. You know, you're actually taking the time to think about it, to figure it out. Do I actually like this image? How do I feel about this image? You know, and then you start to get deeper and deeper into it. OCD controls your feelings anyway, so you can't really figure anything out. You're just getting deeper into it. You get more scared, and you show your mind that you're scared. So the mind sends more of these images. Then you're wondering why I'm getting more images. And this is just how it goes. So as soon as you catch yourself, you have to choose to stop. Even though you don't feel comfortable, even though you don't feel like you have an answer, you have to make sure that you are not actually analyzing how you feel about these images. You know? When they come in at first, you might not have control. But as soon as you do get control, you have to exercise it. You can't allow yourself to ruminate. Rumination with these kinds of OCD thoughts, rumination is the key. You know, the amount of time you spend ruminating is proportionate to how high your anxiety gets and how severely you feel about it, you know? And the more you do this, right, the further you get from the recovery, right? The more analyzing you do, the deeper into it you get. So it's like you have to choose not to, even though you don't feel like you have an answer. The next question is, my question is, with pure O, when we get better and beat it, we will still have a little guilt, or we will be able to see clearer. The guilt is my hardest part, even more than the anxiety is. It will all be clear, but you won't care about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll be like, yeah, clearly this is OCD. Clearly this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, of course I feel guilty. What do I have to feel guilty about? So it fully goes, you know? The only types of OCD that like you won't fully get away from is like a good example. Let's say, for example, if you have an obsession with money, right? Well, it would be silly for me to tell you that when you recover from OCD, you will never have money worries ever again in your life. I mean, we would all like to be so lucky, right? But, you know, that's normal. We all worry about finances, right? But the level at which you will worry will be what, we call a normal amount that everybody else does as well, you know? But thoughts that are more outrageous, like what if I killed somebody, what if I harmed somebody, those go away fully because they have no basis in reality whatsoever. And people without OCD don't think of those kinds of things, or they might have a thought coming in, but they wouldn't take it seriously, so it would go down to nothing. Next question is, what should I do if my OCD tells me to do something related to it? In my case, it's HOCD. It keeps telling me I'm gay, even though I'm not. What should I do? Again, sorry about my voice. I'm trying to get better as fast as I can, but it's hard because I'm in sessions all day. So what you need to do is just look at it as noise. Yeah, it's telling me I'm gay. Yeah, it's telling me all these things. You know what I mean? Believe me, this is OCD. I talk to a lot of people with HOCD. It's not the same thing as, actually being gay. This is HOCD. I'm choosing to not react. I'm choosing not to do anything. I'm choosing to move on. So just like you would view any other thought as OCD thought as outrageous, you have to view this thought as outrageous. It has nothing to do with being gay. This is just where your brain is stuck on. For some reason, it got stuck on this thought. Well, for some reason, you reacted to this thought with a lot of fear, and which made it stuck. Why did you react with a lot of fear? It could be a whole number of things. A lot of the times it's something that, the family wouldn't approve of, or your whole life will be turned upside down in whatever way, whatever is the underlying situation is. But the point is, you have to view HOCD thoughts just like any other OCD thought. Whatever my brain is telling me it's something, I'm disregarding, I'm moving on. That's it. and you will feel like you're kind of jumping out of an airplane with a parachute that may or may not open. It will open, but that what if will be there for you, right? For now. But it's an OCD what if. Everybody with OCD has things that they're unsure of. But what if? But maybe. I'm not sure about something. You know what I mean? I'm trying to figure something out, right? That's normal. That's normal OCD stuff. So you just have to choose to refuse over and over again. And then once you're out of it, once the emotions are out of it, and the anxiety actually goes down, and it will take time for the anxiety to go down. But once it goes down, you will see that this is actually not your situation. You know, that you're not gay and this is not your situation. You know, but right now you can't see it clearly, so you have to trust that this is OCD and choose to view it as OCD and react appropriately, right? React to it like an OCD thought. This is all the questions, guys, that I can answer today. I will be back tomorrow to answer more questions. Thank you so much for hanging in here with me while I'm going through this voice situation. And I will see you tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you would like to do the recovery program, as you know, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. You can sign up from there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.